going on, everybody? C4 here. Welcome back to episode 28 of Flashback Pink Slips Season 2. We are here with the Hawaii Warriors. I should be, it's not going to really make a lot of sense to you guys right now, but I should be recording part 2 of the Pittsburgh Steelers rebuild right now. But I just had so much damn fun recording the last episode, episode 26 of Flashback Pinks. I was like, you know what? I want to finish the season. Let's keep it rolling. So what we have, we're going to finish up the year. We got 5 games. Usually we keep it in 4s, but you know, we're pretty much, I mean, we're not 100, I don't think we're completely eliminated from the playoffs right now, but we are very much on the outside looking in. So, I mean, there's a chance we could go on one hell of a playoff run, but most likely that will not be the case. The 2 games we're going to play, we're definitely going to finish up that Week 17 game at home against the Oilers. But then I had to decide what other game was going to be my gameplay. Was it going to be the Patriots, Raiders, Jets, or Green Bay Packers? And the way I thought of this is who had the best one realistic player we could win. So we look at the Patriots, we got Green Bay here. Realistically, for the Green Bay Packers, I'm starting to look like, you know, you're getting way down here. You know, we're not going to be able to get a Joe Thomas. You know, you start looking at the 70s. Is there anyone really in the 70s that we want? No. You look at the New England Patriots. You pretty much got to be digging in the 70s as well. Like, occasionally, like 82 and below are the players we can kind of mess around with. So, like, maybe Cromartie could be a nice option if we won by a decent amount. But again, there's a big drop-off there. You have the Jets. Passed on the Jets. You know, there's some okay players. We played the Jets a couple times when we were at the Houston Oilers. There's some okay players in the 70s. But the big one for me was the Raiders. The Raiders win-loss record, they are below us. This is a winnable game, and if we have a big performance, this man is in play. We need 8. We need 8 points. We need a 4-star performance, and we can get Calvin Johnson. Every year, I've done this 3 times. I always want Calvin Johnson, and I never get him. This is my chance to get Calvin Johnson. This is the guy that could turn this team around next season from, oh, we're still probably 2-3 years away from contending for a Super Bowl at best, very similar to the timeline that we have with the Oilers too. Oh, we have Megatron. We can win whenever we want. Oh, and he also has the Moss ability. So I feel like the Raiders are the team we have the best chance at winning the best potential player from. So we're going to be simming the New England game, playing the Oakland game, simming the Jets, simming the Packers, and playing the Oilers and finishing out this season. And debatably, if we can find a way to win that Raiders game and, you know, maybe win enough to get Calvin Johnson, then the team that has the best available players after that would also be that Oilers. So if we can just even win those 2 games, we could get 2 very, very nice players to enter the offseason with. And just a quick reminder, hopefully I remember this time because I forgot in the last video, we got suggestions on how to handle sim games. And basically what we decided is that win or lose in the sim game, whatever the star total is, will be halved. So it makes it when we actually lose in the sim games not as punishing. Hopefully I remember to put the little, I said whoever gave me the best comment, I put it in the video. Hopefully I remember it this time because I forgot it last week. But without further ado, let's focus here now. Recenter ourselves on Week 13, a sim game. We have a breakout scenario for John Henderson trying to get himself up to a superstar X Factor. We only need to hold New England to 50 rushing yards, or get John Henderson a combination of 3 interceptions, forced fumbles, TFLs, or sacks. That is really, really tough to get in the sim, but I'm pulling for him. And we're coming off another week where, since we've moved into defensive end, Sean Merriman, out of, I think it's 3 games, we've moved into defensive end, 2 AFC Defensive Players of the Week. So he is excelling in that, and we're going to need him to go off and just ruin days, this fine south of the border trip. I mean, what are we at right now? Week 13, that's November, December. New England coming to Hawaii. Maybe their head's not going to be in it. They're going to be enjoying the weather, that they're out of the cold, and we're going to be able to pull one over on Tom Brady and sneak out with a victory. Come on, boys, get a win. This is supposed to be the biggest advantage. We have the best home field advantage. Teams do not want to have to travel down here because it's a distraction. The weather's nice, and it's, you know, it's out of the way. It's not a standard traveling city. You know, it's a pain in the ass. There should be some jet lag, and we're off to a pretty slow start. We're getting dominated by Tom Brady. Man, I really kind of want to play with Fitzmagic. If I'm going to be on... Oh, my God. We might get a chance. Come on, Rex. 2 4th downs. Come on. It's your destiny. We're going to force this into overtime. Come on, boys. Come on. Come on. God damn it. God, so close. So we lost the game. New England got that. They got the plus minus. We had 2 turnovers from Rex Grossman. Annoying. Tom Brady went over 300 passing yards, which is worth half a star. They had nothing from the running back, nothing from Frank Gore, nothing from a receiver. They did, however, have 2 interceptions, half a star each. So it's a 3-star performance. Because of the sim, we cut it in half. It's 1.5. We round up. It's a 2-star performance for the New England Patriots, a +4 upgrade opportunity. So for them, they actually surprisingly had a very low wide receiver 2. Their wide receiver 2 was Washington, who is a 70 overall. So we're going to give them our wide receiver 2, simple +4 upgrade, Aiken, who is actually fairly solid and was better than Ashley Lee down the stretch for us. But it's not a brutal loss. There was a couple linebackers, like I think Dante Whitner. It was lucky there was just 5 points difference between their starting middle linebacker and who was actually only 21 too. But I don't think they would get rid of. So this was the best available option, stealing away our wide receiver 2. We're getting this big game here against the Raiders. I want to kind of spend some of our coach XP. We have 3,000 saved up for Chip Kelly. I was thinking about expert scouting, but we generally are able to scout everybody that we want. So I want to make sure that we get that training for our 2 safeties that we have made linebackers there in Bernard Pollard and Mr. Dante Hittner. Week 14 against the Raiders. I don't want to bench him because look at his stats. Grossman's 4th in yards, 7th in touchdown, but I want to play with I just feel like Fitzpatrick would be so much better. Look at the beard. Look how majestic it is. So what I think I'm going to do, it's way too, you know, panicky to bench Rex, but with how much is on the line, with the potential of getting Calvin Johnson, if we're crapping the bed at halftime, I'll make a change to Fitzmagic. Brutal. Yeah, we're not winning shit with that. We get that roll of the dice, we ain't winning shit unless this comes back as... Can we challenge that booth review? He was already down. Please rule it on the field. Overturned. Thank you very much. Thank you very, very much. The football zebras coming through for the Hawaii Warriors. 2nd and 5. We're on the 5. This is now going to be, whoever we go for this touchdown, we're going to want them to be a good target so that we could go to them again, because we're going to need to get multiple touchdowns to build up the star rating. And of course, Johnny on the spot, Delaney Walker, opening drive score. Come on, let's shoot this. Let's shoot this gap. Big TFL. Come on, shoot the gap. No, I'm going to be honest with you. Troy Polamalu, horrific in coverage. I don't think I've seen him make one play in coverage since he's been on our team. Ooh, ooh, ooh. Justin Garrett's, let's go. All right, let's find a way here. We are 1st and 10. Once again, pretty much goal to go. We got to get this to Delaney. Come on, come on, come on. Ugh, fuck! What the fuck kind of coverage is that?
A few moments later.
Fucking motherfucker, man. Come on! Thank you. Thank you! Wide open. Okay, we're tied up. We're tied up. This is going to have to be a shootout. A shootout's fine. You can get 4 stars under the hood of a shootout as long as you come out on top when all said and done. Oh, Delaney. Oh, it's just Wayne. Oh, he beats him in the foot race. Charles Woodson. He's an old man at this point. Delaney Walker, 10th touchdown of the season. Exactly the kind of score we need. See my passion right now. My passion on the sticks is translating on the field with my team. They know what the importance is. They know how much of a game changer could potentially be up for grabs right now. And they're putting in good effort. Why are you throwing that, you idiot? That was all me. 1,000,000,000% on me. What? Just run the ball. There we go. Lawrence Maroon, he finds a way to scrap his way into... Calvin Johnson's going to be the dragon. The dragon that we always chase. We'll probably eventually do Pink Slips in Madden 21, and I'll never get Megatron. It's just, like, I haven't even played this bad at any point during Season 2. And then just out of the blue, when I really want someone, oh, let's just, you know, let's just start playing like dog shit. There we go. McCarron's. Beautiful. Beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. GG play, don't care. Touchdown. We gain the lead. Hey, Pac-Man. Thank you. Pac-Man Jones. End zone interception.
That's terrible.
Ah! Right on cue. Who's that? Oh, it's just Megatron. Must be nice having that. Oh, let's go Delaney, middle of the field. Come on. If he gets one more touchdown, that's actually going to be a full stack. Because that'd be his second touchdown of the game. I guarantee he's coming out. Yep. All of our backups are in. McCarron's will slant cheese him. Maybe he get his second touchdown. That's worth half a star. Come on. Come on. He's not there. He's not there. We'll just chuck it up to this guy who's liability. Doesn't make a play on the ball. All right. Nah, look, no one's on that as a touchdown right now. Pretty much just let's try and get a score here. Throw it away or get sacked. Cool. Either way, it doesn't matter. It was a dead play. We are in field goal range to force this to overtime. I've run slants a lot, but I don't want to, if I can resist myself, try to win this one on a slants. I will McCarron's into a slant. Delaney will be a read. I'm 95% sure I'm going to throw an interception here. Delaney, no! Yes! Delaney Walker. I think that's his fourth receiving touchdown. That's one full star. We needed that. We needed that. I feel like I already know. I already feel like right now in the pit of my stomach, we're at like 3.5 stars or something stupid like that. So if we can get one of these like Hail Mary interceptions, that could help. My God, I just got murked. They have Megatron as well. We already had a heartbreaking defeat against the Colts in the last episode, 2 episodes ago. Either way, it was a disgusting loss. So a sack, anything that can get points here is exactly what we need. I got one more chance. Come on, give me like a nice Troy Polamalu, who's made no plays in coverage. I don't think he's made a single play for being one of our big X factors. We'd love him to get something here. Pick that off. I hate that. Whatever that is, fix that, please, in Madden. No football player in the right mind is that unathletic. We got the dub. We got the dub. We needed 4 stars for Calvin Johnson. I feel like we didn't get it, but let's calculate it up. Yes, we did it. We won the game, which is 1 star. Definitely did not win the turnover battle, as Grossman was very much not ideal, but Rex Grossman did go over 300 yards, which is a half star. He did go over 3 touchdowns, which is a half star, so 1 full star there. Nothing from Adrian Peterson. We got from Justin McCarron's going over 100 yards, a half star. Delaney Walker went over 100 yards. That's a half star. He has 2 double touchdowns. 2 touchdowns are worth half. He had 4. So he has 1 full star. 1.5 stars from Delaney Walker alone here today. And on the defensive side, nothing from sacks, but we got a half star from Pac-Man Jones, which gives us, for the win, for Rex Grossman, for McCarron, for Delaney, and that interception, a 4.5 star performance. It's a 4-star game, a +8 upgrade. The only way this could be even worse is if somehow, since we saw Megatron, he's gone up 1 overall point, which would be quite possibly the most disappointing thing that's happened to me in 2020. Alright, so I'm going to give you guys a little bit behind the scenes, and I'm not going to record. I have to actually come in and play this game. I'm having some issues with the mod. I'm not sure if these issues are just when I play home games at my home stadium. It could be a bug with my stadium, but right now I'm having this issue where I play a home game. And it could be away games, could be a big issue, big problem down the line, where when there's a penalty called, the game essentially bugs out. And I have to restart the entire game. It doesn't save it. And there's also an issue when I finish the game. I actually got through that Raiders game with the victory, but then the game bricked. Come on, dude. got through a full game, got this. And I had to close out Madden, and I lost all the progress and the actual results. So I just forced that win against the Raiders. So we're having some technical difficulties. So you're not going to see me just sim the moments, play the moments here against the Jets, because I need to come in and see if this is a home field Warriors issue that's causing this bug, or if it's something that happens in away games. This is the last away game of the season. So I'm going to run through this and see if there's any bugs. And ultimately, we'll just finish at the end. We'll look at the box score and do the pink slips off of that. But there is a game-breaking bug right now in the Hawaii Warriors franchise that we got to try our best to troubleshoot and fix, because I'm having a blast with this series. How fitting would it be that we finally got Calvin Johnson and then it's broken and it's glitched? So, yeah, a little bit behind the scenes. That's what's going on. We'll just get a recap of this Jets game when all said and done. All right, so good news. Great news. First of all, Calvin Johnson's unstoppable. These are default, everything we've done so far for sliders and difficulty. I didn't touch any of that, and we put up 60 points. I don't think I ran slants once. Calvin Johnson is uncoverable, and a little bit annoyed that I had to do a bunch of testing and stuff that wouldn't have been conducive to gameplay. Like, I was trying to get penalties and stuff like that to test the bugs and everything. So we're gonna go with the same scoring as if we sim this game. So we're gonna just half whatever our score was. But I thought it was time to just see how, like I said, it was, an untelevised game. If you want to view it that way, I was just testing. I was like, man, let's put Fitzpatrick back there. Fitzpatrick was awesome. 4 touchdowns, perfect. I mean, full credit to Grossman. I gave him a drive. He threw a touchdown to Calvin Johnson. But Fitzpatrick was actually on the point. We got 77 yards, 2 touchdowns, Adrian Peterson. 9 catches, 280 yards, 4 touchdowns for Megatron. He literally gets open all the time. 7 catches, 179 for Delaney. McCarron's also had 44 yards and a touchdown. Defensively, we got a sack from Henderson and the sack fumble. It was actually a fumble, and we got a touchdown here from Sean Merriman. So that's it was a 5-star. So you cut it in half, it's 2.5, but you round up. So it's a 3-star performance here for the Hawaii Warriors, a +6 upgrade from the New York Jets. Okay, it was a pretty nice victory as we get 2 pretty notable players in this 6-point upgrade. We're gonna flip Kelly Washington, who is 2870 overall normal, for Ted Ginn Jr., who is in his rookie season out of, should be Ohio State. I don't know why it says Maryland, but he's a 75 star dev, 94 speed, 94 acceleration, pretty good deep row. He's just an exceptional athlete. We're going to be able to get some playmaking ability. And then we're also going to flip Jason Hatcher, who's a 72 normal, for Lamar Woodley for a 1-point upgrade, who's a 73 hidden dev. It's most likely a star, but there's a chance it's a superstar. So this could be a massive, massive victory for the Warriors from a roster building standpoint. Okay, I'm back. It's not gonna look any different to you guys in the video, but I took a couple days off since I played that incredibly one-sided Week 15 game. That was it was a test game, right? And essentially, there's good news and bad news. The good news is that, if you're following me on Twitter, I was worried that we might have to end this series because I couldn't finish football games. The good news is it seems like the issue right now is when we play home games. I tried a workaround of maybe just playing the moments and coming in on these home games, so it's not a full home game. But anytime there's a penalty called during one of my home games, there's something where, because I'm using a modified stadium, where under the hood, the game's like, hey, pan to the camera angle that shows the ref, right? Like all right, there's a penalty, now let's show the ref. There's something in my modded stadium that won't complete that process, and it bricks up. And then I have to quit. So there's, a couple more things I'm going to have to test. I can't do it in just 2 games that I have left in the regular season. The bad news is that the 2 final games of the regular season are both home games. So the good news is, on top of getting Calvin Johnson, that this series is still going to go on. There's no issues with the series. And hey, someday I might be able to get someone to figure out how to fix the cameras. But the bad news is, as it stands right now, and it kind of works out for the series because we play, we play half our games anyways. But right now, playing the home games is just not in the cards, so it's a little bit awkward. This year in particular, we're 7-7. We could win those final 2 home games if we were actually playing them, and we could make a playoff run. But I think entering this episode after all the bugs, thinking man, I might have to cancel this series, to, okay, we have to do some things a little different, but we're still good for the most part. That's pretty good. So, anyways, we're gonna sim this game week 16 at home against the Green Bay Packers anyway. So let's just get right into it. Let's sim this one out. And as always, as per the new rules, whatever the star ratings are, win or lose, will be halved. Hopefully, we can get a nice win here against Green Bay. All right, let's do it. I don't know how well we're going to play. Green Bay is pretty good. They still have Brett Favre and Amon Green. And when we started this with the Houston Oilers, Green Bay was very overpowered. But now they're a little bit older. They're veterans. They're on the outside looking in for a playoff run. So we might be able to be the young gun team now, especially with Calvin Johnson, an unstoppable weapon on the outside, to pair with Adrian Peterson in a running attack. We might be able to sneak in an upset here. But it's not looking particularly good on the offense. We're kind of stalling out. I am not sure off the top of my head who my quarterback is. It might still have been from the last episode, Ryan Fitzpatrick. But I felt like, for me, it is Grossman. Grossman's in, and we win! Yes! Suck it, Brett Favre! A nice victory there from the Hawaii Warriors, and Rex Grossman back in the saddle as our starter. Looking really damn good. Let's calculate this star rating and get a player from Green Bay. All right, so looking at the star rating here, we won the game, which is worth 1 star. And, if we can eliminate and ignore the 2 interceptions, Rex Grossman went over 300 yards and 3 touchdowns. So that's 1 full star there from Rex Grossman. Not much on the receiving, but I like Ted Ginn in his first game for us as a Hawaii Warrior. 8 catches, 78 yards. Calvin Johnson, 59 yards in the sim. Delaney had a touchdown. But nothing from our receivers. On a defensive standpoint, we did have 2 interceptions. Stealth O'Neal and Adam Jones, Pac-Man Jones. Interceptions worth half a star each, so that is 1 full star. It's a 3-star performance. We cut that in half. It's 1.5, but we round up, so it ultimately ends up a 2-star performance, a +4 upgrade for the Hawaii Warriors. So here are 2 options at potential upgrades. One is a smart investment on the offensive line, and one would be completing our linebacking core. So we have Meester here, who is one of the last remaining Jacksonville Jaguars. He is 30. He's only going to regress, and we have a chance to upgrade, use that +4 to get Snee, who's an 83 star at only 25. Yeah, could definitely be a big upgrade, but the way I see it, our offensive line has been fine. Clearly, Adrian Peterson's best running back in the league. So we also have this upgrade here, who's Barrett Green, our right outside linebacker, who is really kind of the odd man out, even though he's just kind of almost built like a safety with Bernard Pollard and Dante Hittner we have back there. But David Harris is 77. He's a rookie, and he brings a superstar dev. So while we won't be able to protect either one of these guys, we made him a captain. I think we got to do this one. I think we complete our linebacking core. Offensive line is good enough right now that we get a guy like David Harrison. He is instantly going to be a day 1 starter, and we're going to feel it. We're going to feel his impact on the defensive side. So this is going to be our upgrade from the Green Bay Packers victory. So as we get ready for the final game of the season, here is our new look linebacking core. Bernard Pollard, 72 star dev, 6'2", 224, coming in with that terrific speed, 90 hit power. We got Dante Hittner in the middle, 77 superstar, who has that elite speed, 89 hit power. There's a common trend here, but now we actually have a traditional linebacker, David Harris, who I think most notably was a really, really good linebacker with the New York Jets. He is 77 hit, a little bit more traditional. I'm debating moving him inside and having Whitner and Pollard as my outside guys, but for the time being, we'll keep David Harris here. He's a good athlete, though. 87 speed, 86 acceleration, solid hit power, good tackling, good block shed, play rec. He's very smart already for a rookie. This was kind of a no-brainer, knowing that even though it's blue, we know he's a superstar dev, and we're adding that to a very emerging defense. Who would have thought that our defense would be that much better than our offense right now? And we're going to need it here. Week 17 in the final game against the Houston Oilers. 8-7. 3-way tie. We honestly might have a chance to make the playoffs. If we win this game, we're in. We lose this game, we're out. Also, something that we have to kind of talk about that we haven't is we have to make sure Calvin Johnson is a team captain. We cannot lose him. So I think we have to make it John Henderson. I think because of his high rating, it makes him a little less susceptible to getting poached away, because there's not a lot of teams that are going to be, within +6 points of upgrading to a John Henderson. Plus, he's 28. But we have to make it paramount that Calvin Johnson is a team captain, so he is a Hawaii Warrior for life. All right, playoffs potentially on the line, and we're going up against a team that's almost a 90 overall, the highest overall team in this sim. Our former Houston Oilers. I mean, what team could you have better asked to go up against with the playoffs on the line than the team that we left? And, you know, do they got the weapons to contain Calvin Johnson? They got Ed Reed. Got some good corners there for sure. Got a better quarterback with Eli Manning. But we do know one thing about the Oilers. They are not particularly good in the sim. Backs against the wall, they underperform. And this is actually looking kind of crazy right now. Are we gonna... We're gonna beat them? We might have just punched our ticket year one into the playoffs. 33-21. And that's also gonna be a juicy-ass upgrade. Okay, so we won the game, and it's a divisional victory, so that's 2 stars off the rip. We won the plus-minus in the turnover category, so that is worth half a star. From our courtman, Rex Grossman, lights out 3 touchdowns. That is worth half a star. We have over 100 yards for Adrian Peterson. That's half a star. Nothing for our receivers. Delaney Walker was very close. Megatron definitely subdued there. They did a great job containing him. On the defense... we had 2 interceptions, Dexter Wynn and Darrell Rivas, so that's 1 full star worth of interceptions. It gives us a 4.5 star performance. Having that, in, 2.25, but we always round up. So that's a 3-star performance, a +6 upgrade from the Houston Oilers, and maybe, just maybe, a shot at the playoffs here in the first year of existence. Kind of like that Las Vegas hockey team. So for our final victory, it was a little bit of a weird upgrade because the Oilers are so stacked. With that +6, there's no starters really that we could poach away, but we're getting a really solid depth player here. We're going to flip Wynn, who's a 73 normal dev, and we're going to get Brent Grimes, who's 79 superstar out of Shippensburg. So just like that, 2 superstars at it in back-to-back weeks. Last week, David Harris. This week, Brent Grimes. Let's sim a week ahead, find out, can we find a way to slip into the playoffs in that final wildcard spot. Read it to you live. I think really the Marshals are the only ones that could bump us out, and I think we have a tiebreaker. But let's just get to the wildcard, and if we do make the wildcard, that means we at least get a 1 full game because we're definitely going to be on the road. And there we go. We have done it. We have made the playoffs in year 1. Chip Kelly taking the league by storm, able to not only acquire some phenomenal players in this episode. Megatron, Calvin Johnson. We got... Was Lamar Woodley this episode? Can't remember. But we got David Harris. We're just throwing in a Brent Grimes here. Who, I mean, when you just look at the optics, Brent Grimes, he's going to be able to take over O'Neal. Death of O'Neal, great serviceman, but he's 30, 31. He's going to hit that big regression. So really, we're going to be losing a superstar dev corner here in Delta O'Neal and instantly have his replacement here in Brent Grimes, who has a lot more upside, probably even more so than Pac-Man Jones. But we have made the playoffs with Rex Grossman just slanging that thing. And the best thing about it is that it's a road game. So 100% the next episode, which will probably be out Sunday, we get to hop in and play that game. We finally get some visual gameplay of what Calvin Johnson, what Megatron looks like in Hawaii Wars uniform. And above all, we made the play. I thought this year, I was thinking 6, 7 wins. I mean, we're 9 and 7. We're the the lowest of the low when it talks. You're in consideration of making the playoffs. It's not like we were an impressive 12-win team, 11-win team. We scraped in, but we have a chance. And Rex Grossman, even though he's had some interceptions, he's been incredibly hot when we need him to be. I mean, we might as well finish up this episode looking at our stats real quick. Rex Grossman, 3,900 yards, 31 touchdowns, 12 picks, 62% completion percentage. I'll tell you right now, I don't know if he's our guy. That's still a solid season. He played like a fringe top 10 quarterback this year. So I don't think that's going to eliminate us from maybe looking at a quarterback next year at some point. But I think it definitely eliminates us from the draft of, Matt Ryan is the big first-round quarterback next. I don't think we need to burn one of our first-round picks on a quarterback, but maybe we can get a developmental guy. So yeah, that's good for Rex Grossman. Looking at rushing, Adrian Peterson, sensational, 1,600 yards, 16 touchdowns. We needed him to be good because we need him to get his little X factor because for whatever reason, he's a superstar dev, and I think based upon those numbers, he's first in yards, first in touchdowns. He's second in yards to Priest Holmes, first in touchdowns. So yeah, he should be getting himself a dev trait after the Pro Bowl. which, yeah, I mean, it's deserved. It's definitely deserved. Looking at receiving, Delaney Walker, our #1 receiver. 85 catches, 1,100 yards, and 8 touchdowns as a tight end. He also could debatably be going up a rating based upon his performance. I do know tight ends are kind of glitched, but I think when you're that good, it might be able to get yourself a little depth trade. Now, Ted Ginn wasn't on our team for most of the season, but still a productive year. Very surprising seeing Calvin Johnson not going over 1,000 yards, but again, he was only on our team for, what, 3 games? And we had 250 of those yards in one, so he was just being completely underused, undervalued, under-targeted while he was on the Raiders. That is not going to happen here. He is going to be our very much target machine. Justin McCarons was, alongside Delaney Walker, our best guy after we got rid of good riddance. Ashley Lee was awful. He had 64 catches, 980 yards, and 10 touchdowns. Adrian Peterson showing some ability at the backfield. You know, we're taking our liberties here, man. In real life, I don't think he's ever even had close to these type of receiving numbers, but 44 catches, 645 yards, and 6 tutties. So, I mean, really, you pretty much should take Calvin Johnson and Ted Ginn's stats out of this, but Delaney, McCarons, and Adrian Peterson, they got the job done. You know? On a sack standpoint, who was awful, probably Bushrod. Bushrod was not very good. He is developing nicely. He's a 75 star at a rookie season, but he was like, if we got a holding penalty, it was this guy. If we got a sack given up, it was this guy. It's just your growing pains of tackles. I mean, you could have Lane Johnson out there. He's still going to get your best tackle, always gets picked on in the sim. Defensively, Dante Whitner wasn't on our team for really the whole season, but we moved to the middle linebacker, and we think his upside is great. But Darrelle Revis was, and in Darrelle Revis' rookie season, he was our first pick. I mean, if you kind of eliminate what we did in the relocation year, we're drafting Nada, our real legit first pick as the Hawaii Warriors was Darrelle Revis, and he has 104 tackles, 4 TFLs, only 1 pick on the season, but he was really, really solid for us. Lockdown corner, shut down. I remember just the biggest one was shutting down Randy Moss against the Minnesota Vikings. He had like 3 or 4 pass breakups anytime Moss got even near the ball. Grimes, who we just got, had over 100 tackles. Rainier, 93 tackles. Otagwe, 87. Pac-Man Jones, 85 with 2 picks. 81 tackles, Troy Polamalu. We got 22 TFLs, 9.5 sacks for the beast, John Henderson, in the middle of this defense. Sean Merriman had 13 TF, 8.5 sacks. He had most of that with us as well, even though because we did win him from the Houston Oilers earlier on, but he had a lot of that production was with us. Nata, 16 TFLs, 4 sacks. I'm happy with those numbers. Definitely happy with those numbers. Interceptions could have been up. I definitely felt weird. We definitely did not get enough interceptions on, like, you know, just looking at it right now as a recap. But I actually can't really recall an interception from games that I played. I don't think I got a single interception in the 8 games that I hopped in and played, or 7 games that I hopped in and played this season. It was a little bit weird. Kicking was fine with Mason Crosby, 80%, 17 of 21. Punting, Donnie Bag of Bones Jones. Not enough gongs. Could definitely appreciate a couple more gongs here and there. But it was a solid season for that. We did not have any touchdowns, but it is what it is. Yearly awards. Surprise, surprise, Michael Vick is MVP. Quincy Carter is actually insane in this sim. You might remember, way back when we first started this thing with the Houston Oilers, Quincy Carter was like, hey, you know, he's kind of coming out of college, was like an elite athlete, and really never lived up to expectations in the NFL. Look at this, 45 touchdowns. He's now an 86 overall, going from legit when we started this franchise. He was like a 68 bust quarterback to now he's one of the most prolific passers. So that's kind of cool. Little things like that happen. Adrian Peterson was 3rd in the MVP race as a rookie. I love seeing that. In the AFC Offensive Player of the Year went to Adrian Peterson. Defensive Player of the Year went to Lance Briggs. John Henderson coming in number 7. Offensive Rookie of the Year went to Adrian Peterson. As you can see, we've acquired Calvin Johnson and Ted Ginn, who are number 2 and 3 on that list. Pierre Thomas at number 6. Defensive Rookie of the Year went to Justin Durant. Darrelle Revis coming in at number 5. David Harris, who we just recently acquired, coming in at 8. Best quarterback went to Aaron Rodgers. Wow, no respect for Rex Grossman all the way down to number 8. But hey, he did better than Eli. More regard than Eli Manning. Best running back, Adrian Peterson. Best wide receiver went to Chad Johnson. Ocho Cinco. McCarron's coming in at number 5. Megatron at 8, which is really weird because he didn't even go over 1,000 yards. Best offensive lineman. We see a couple of our Oilers there. We had nobody. Best D lineman went to Jason Taylor. John Henderson at number 3. Sean Merriman at number 9. Best linebacker went to Lance Briggs. I don't think we're going to have anybody there. Best DB went to Ty Law. He had 7 interceptions. Ed Reed's there. One of our former players, as well as Lito Shepard. Kicker went to Shane Graham. Yeah, I mean, Adrian Peterson. It's the Adrian Peterson show, and that's how we're going to wrap this one up. So the good news, as we come out of this, I'll spend these points. The good news is that the series is saved. It's just going to have to be a little bit modified until I can figure out what is causing the bug and crash. But we will be able to hop in here because this is a road game. And we're going to be road dogs throughout this entire playoff. So we can find a way to get that upset in the wild card round. We're going to keep being on the road. Those are going to be gameplays that we can hop in and get. But the next episode will be this game. If we win it, obviously we'll just keep on keeping on. If we lose it, I might actually get into that 08 draft and get moving on in the offseason. So make sure you guys tune back in on Sunday for that one. And as always, if you guys are enjoying this series, the fact that we saved it, smash that like button. The likes have been insane. Definitely the best liked series, and you can tell because the views in my video and my exposure, my click-through rates, recommended videos are all up, and I think that is under the hood has been tied down to you guys smashing that like button. So I appreciate that, and everything's good. We don't have to end the series. Thank God, because this is the only thing I really like playing. I mean, I like playing the realistic rebuilds, but this is really the only thing I like. I'll record an episode, and then after the episode, I'm like, all right, might as well just start recording the next one, you know? I'm having a blast with it. I'm glad you guys are enjoying it too. But we'll be back Sunday with this wildcard game against the Cincinnati Bengals. Thanks for watching, and I'll catch you guys tomorrow. Peace out.